Okay, today we will be seeing, few of the effects part and regarding, the channel effect, audio effects, how can we work on frequencies, likewise. Okay, we'll start working on it. So for that, I'll be picking the standard footages, whatever footages I have. I'll be picking those footages only, or else let me pick a few of the images. I'll take this and this. Some images I'm just picking. I'll go for new composition, half HP. Okay. And along with the images, let me add few footages as well regarding video part. Let me see if this works. Okay. So first, let me have a couple of images. Two images I'm just selecting and Control Alt F, fit to screen. Okay. So I have this image as well as this image, both the images. Okay. So I select the first, top layer image. First, I'll go to FX, 3D channel. There are certain 3D channels are there wherein we can extract uh, the channel with respect to colors. We can give certain depth map, depth of field. Certain things are there. Let's see. Um, okay, actually for this 3D extract, we should have um, a texture map. Texture map, in the 3D software, you will be getting a texture map. We can generate EXR files. Okay, in that, we can extract Z depth, we can extract object ID, multiple colors will come. Okay, surface to normal. This is more related to 3D EXR format images that we can see, in coming days. And more of, all these are related to 3D channel only. 3D channel means when we work in Autodesk Maya, we can we can create a model, we can apply textures and all. In textures, there are different render maps will be there. Okay, depth map, depth of field, DOF it is called as. Okay, all these things, it is available in that one particular image so that we can extract in each channels from that. For example, if I give DOF, okay, radius, let me increase. Is it working? It works on a 3D image only. Okay, see that. Okay, so more of, I think most of the things are related to, 3D channel only. Let's say auxiliary channels are not available. Great, then. So we'll pick EXR images and we can start working on it. Okay, so before, I think before that, let me pick some audio part. Audio, music. Okay, I just imported an audio. Now let's see. Okay, able to hear the audio when I play? Okay, if not, what I'll do, I'll stop sharing and I share again with sound. Okay, so what I did now is I stopped sharing and I shared again along with the audio. Okay, with the audio on. So now if I play, you can listen to the audio. Right, you can listen to the audio here. So the purpose of adding audio is I'll go to effect, I'll come to audio. There are audio mixers also. The way you have it in Premiere, Adobe Premiere, here also it is there. Certain audio changes we can do. We can go for stereo mixer, left channel, right channel, left pan, right pan, all these things we can do. What we can do is, left, we can reduce. Let's say I give a key here and somewhere here, I reduce left, and here right will be here, and in the beginning right will be 0, something like this. Okay, so in this case what happened when I play, first left is on, first left, when you wear a headset, left is on. Okay, left audio is audible, and while it moves on the right side, audio will move. Okay, left to right, like mixer. Okay, this option you have it in Adobe Audition as well. Okay, so you can try that. Similarly, bass treble, you can increase the bass part. See, treble is that chilling sound and all, you can reduce chilling sound. So I can increase more chilling sound, I can reduce bass to 0. Now more chilling sound is there, treble. Can you make a difference while listening? This is crisp. Now I make this into 0. I increase bass to 100. Now see that crisp is not there. You have that bass sound. Got it? So that's the difference here. You can just change the audio settings as well. You can add delay, high pass, low pass, modulator. Let's say if I go to modulator, I can add a bit depth over here, amplitude modulations and all you can do. Okay, it's a sci-fi music. Okay, so I remove the amplitude part. So depth part is there, like lot many things. Okay. Okay, see when I gave amplitude modulation, you get kind of reverb effect. It's a repeated audio part it will be. So in this also type is the sine and triangle, you can just play. Okay, this is of modulator. It's all simple part. You can check the other things as well. You can work on the tone part, multiple frequency level is there. Okay. Size of zigzag, square part, it you get that sort of effect. Okay, so this all is about to listen, listening part. So you can import any of the music and just do a testing on in this. Okay. Now coming to blur and sharpen, you have lot many options in blur and all are simple only. Okay, normally you might have worked certain options, certain blur tools in Photoshop as well. So when it comes to Adobe family, these blur are similar across all the Adobe tools. Okay, so here in this, the majorly used are CC blur, Gaussian blur, lot many things are there. For example, I go to bilateral blur. Okay, so I can increase the radius. Okay, and threshold I can give. So bilateral, there's a minor changes there, not that much. Okay, so I go to blur, I use camera lens blur. So here hexagon shape is the roundness, you can increase how much ever you want. Rotation part. Let me. Okay, I need to pick a source. Let's say I pick this one as my source. Okay, so I can give blur gain and all. That's visible. It's reading. You can see a minor difference here. You know, normally camera lens blur. How does this camera lens blur will work? When you take a photo, when there is a jerky, you know, that blur effect will get, right? So in this, there are multiple shapes are there, octagon, decagon. You can just try it out, these things, okay? Preferably, you know, like I use a lot of times are, you know, Gaussian blur here, radial blur, smart blur. For example, I give smart blur here. I increase the radius. You can see a bit of blurriness here. Mode normal, edge only, overlay edge. For the edge part, you can give a lot of options you have, okay? Minor it is there, okay? Same thing if I, okay, sorry, I think I'm giving for, okay, cut this. I should give it for this one. That's what I was just checking. Okay, so you saw this, right? This is bilateral blur, okay? It creates kind of foggy effect. Threshold I reduce. It's taking some time to load, but still bilateral blur, okay? Now I come to camera lens blur. Blur radius, or you can increase or decrease, you can do. Aspect ratio, you can. Okay. This is smart blur. I gave smart blur now. Okay. It takes some time um, to load. I think it's loading now. See, this is of smart blur. How does it look? I reduce this. It takes some time. Threshold I reduce. This is how overlay edges. I make it normal. You get normal now. Okay. This is normal. You can notice here, for example, this particular part. Observe here. I give blur. I remove blur. Okay. I gave blur. So this is where you can achieve that kind of foggy effects and all. So see radial blur, amount of blur I'll give. You know, how does it look? You know, blur part. Quality, lot many things are there. Ready to center, zoom. Yeah, this is another thing. For example, RSCP batch 3 After Effects. Some reference. For example, if I go to street images, something like this. Okay, let me save this image. It's a JPEG. Let me save this in RSTP batch 3 reference images. and I bring this into After Effects. Over here, let's say I'll add blur. I go for radial fast blur. Radial fast blur is there. Control Alt F. This looks like this. So here position, I can change the position. I can change the position like this, or else in the center, something like this. Okay. Amount of blur, you can define how much ever you want. So what I do is from here, the amount I would like to reduce. Okay. So I would like to key here and let me keep this for, okay, fine. Let me increase this blur. Something like this. So what is happening here is when I play, see the amount of blur is increasing basically. Okay. Okay, let's do one thing. I'll keep it short. I think I need to cancel this first. So N delete page down and trim comp to work area. It's something like this. Frame wise it is that. Okay. So it's like this. Zoom. You can increase the zoom to here. So here what I can do, I can add flash. You know, the character flash is the no? Green screen flash. I can go to YouTube. Flash green screen image, you know, green screen footage you can pick. Or else in here only. Okay, not here. Flash green screen effect. So you can have a character, flash character is there. Something like this. You might have seen the movie Flash, right? The superhero who runs faster. Okay.
This is Joe. Say hi, Joe. Hi.
I think it's taking some time. Let's see. Or else I can take Flash Hero PNG. So I can pick someone who is moving like this. Okay, so let me save this image. Okay, this is saving as HTML. Let me visit the site. Save image. Okay, he's been saved as PNG. I see the character here. Bring him here. Okay, we have a character here. Don't fit to scale for this character. Let him be somewhere here even. Okay, so scale, shift P. So position and scale I would like to do. And here, scale, let me increase this and position to here. So that what happens when I play, this character comes faster, something like this. See from here. And you can see the blur in the background. This is how, you know, it should blend. The character and the BG should blend. Getting what is the purpose of adding blur to the background? Okay. So now I don't want my background to be completely blur, but when the character comes faster, I want the background to be blur. That's the point here, of providing radial blur. Okay. So that is radial blur. Then I go to blur and sharpen. You have radial. Previous one is a fast blur. This is the fast blur which I have given, and I give a radial blur. Fast blur I turn off. Let's see radial blur how it looks. Okay, centered zoom. This is another one. Okay, so you can you can based on the requirement you can start working on it. So another thing in the movies and all, like fast blur or Gaussian blur is used. Let's see what is this direction blur. You can blur the area based on the direction. Let's say I change my direction now. I change my direction. Let me see if I add more blur, how it looks. I change my direction. Now it is in this direction. Now it is from top right to down. So now it is top to bottom, like this. Okay. So based on the requirements, you can use. I go for Gaussian blur. Gaussian blur is overall, it will give blurriness for the whole image at a time, like this. Let's say, for example, I want to focus something, which is on the foreground. Let's say, for example, two people are discussing. Okay. So I want to shift my camera from left to right so that I focus on the characters here. So in that case, I can use Gaussian blur. Okay. So that's blur. So similarly, you have radian sharpen. You try all this. Okay. Mocha is another one. This is used for tracking and all. This is another we'll see. And Cinema 4D, it's a 3D application. In the latest version you have for this, you should have a 3D tools and all. Cinema 4D to be installed. Channel. There's something called blend. Blend with the layer. So I want this to blend with Castle. Okay. So Castle, enable. For example, if I select this, I can blend two different images. Okay, let me give a best example now. Let me have two superheroes. Batch. Classwork, new batch, After Effects. Let me pick these two heroes. I'll add him here. Project. I'll add them here and here. Okay. So okay. See the position. There are two people here. Okay. Now what I do for the foreground part, I'm selecting this one, this character. Okay, right click, effect, channel, I give blend. So for this particular top layer, I have given blend. Here we need to pick another one, blend with another layer. So for this, I use the bottom face. Then, okay, this, I don't want this to stretch to fit. Yes, like this. Just pick stretch to fit. So what happens here? Let's say we have our hero. I keep this here. And by this time, I this way 100. Now let's play. This is called morphing. You might have seen in most of the movies, the character from one position to another, it will morph. Let's say, for example, I, okay, this is one assignment which I'm giving to you guys. Let's say you take a hero or anybody's photo. Um, Photos of a person year wise. Let's say, for example, I go to this one. Or else it is something like this. See, this person, 3-year-old, same kid when he is 5 to 7, 14 to 16, 26 to 35. This is the age. Okay, from 3-year to 100-year-old image is there, right? You can pick, for example, this guy. Input 3-year, 4-year, 6-year, 8-year, 9-year, 10-year, 16-year. You can choose this age wise of your image, or anything else. Means of your own photos. Pick your photo when you were kid, when you're 3-year-old, when you're 5-year-old, 10, 12, 15, 20. Okay, like that. What you have to do, one after the other, for every phase, for two image you can apply one blend. Okay, let's say image 1, image 2, image 3, image 4, image 5, like that you have to do. So in the beginning, your image 1 means your 3-year-old image, it is morphing to 5-year-old image, then it is morphing to 7-year-old, 8-year-old, or 10-year-old, like that. Finally it should land up to your 18-year-old or whatever present image. So this is the challenge here. This is what we have to do. For example, another example I'll pick. Let me pick this. You know these characters. Okay, you know this one. Okay, from here to here. Age, it will increase, or from increasing order or decreasing order. Either ways you can work on it. Okay, it's like this. Okay, this is called morphing. This particular activity is called morphing. It will be really fun to work on. Okay, try this. Okay, this is really nice. Okay, this is one example. Or else multiple images of the same person, you can morph one after the other, something like that you can do. Okay, this is another one. Even morphing type also you can just define only color means here the person's color is different, Will Smith. Now this color changed to Barack Obama. Tint only, you can even work with a tint part. Color change is there. Darken, lighten. Okay, all this you can do. Lighten. So better it has to be crossfade, so mask effect. Okay, let's see. Okay, choose the stretch to fit, it will work out. This is what it is for blend. Okay, similarly we have let's go to channel CC Composite. Okay, there are few things which you need 3D application support. So and composite is of that only. It's of compositing. So we have something called invert. You can invert this to opposite colors. RGB red. Okay, for which I have given. Then for which one I gave invert. Given for this Control X. This is invert. See, red color. If I give for RGB, this is the invert color. See, normal, invert. Okay. You might have seen negative. Okay. Let me pick this. I'll go for the face part. Okay. So you know what is this, right? Normally a photocopy or negative, earlier reels used to come, right? In that, this is how the negative looks like. Okay. So that's what this is, invert. I'll turn off this invert. Let me pick another one. Channel, you have mini, max, uh, minimum, maximum. See these effects. These are sort of lighting effects and all, which you can work on. Um, Minimum, maximum. So this is another part. You can increase or decrease the radius part. Minimum to max, something like this is another sort of transition also. This looks great. Okay. Maximum to minimum, then minimum. Okay, you can try this. This is another effect. Similarly, and channel, remove color matting, set channel. Okay. Again, while we work on 3D to applications, Maya, when we work on the texturing part, when we are doing final compositing, we can use this, and I'll show you best of the tools which you can use. Okay. Set channel. For example, set only source to red. You can pick the source as, let's say, for example, I'll pick flash. You see only flash red is there. If you want green, I pick flash. Only flash green is there along with this particular image. So again, I'll pick flash. You can see have flash. For example, if I go with something waterfall, see the flash is on the waterfall, blue effect. And castle, this character is there on the castle. This is of the alpha. Okay. Waterfall tint is also here. Let's say if I take waterfall, you can see on the flash. This is how you can do the masking. See, my flash character inside this, I can see waterfall and all. So if I go for waterfall, great. See, this is the in the alpha. I kept my flash character, but here, see, you can see waterfall images. Okay. So instead of waterfall, if I want, what I want, castle. This is of the castle. I can have castle. Here also I can have castle. You see the castle. It is inside my flash character. This is kind of, set channel, and see, to do masking of this takes a lot of time. But this is great. Now let's say, for example, where do you do all this? I'll create a text layer, um, animation. Okay. I create this as an animation, and I have animation here, and great. So I select this image. My source alpha is, okay, right click, I select this. Okay, mask this. Okay, in the text part, I choose mask, and here I choose animation, here I choose animation, here I choose animation. Okay, I'll show you something else, might be later. I think text part, in the text part, I can have I can convert this into image. Okay, so anyhow, let's see. Okay, so try this. I'll upload this video. Okay, so whatever tools we have, effects we have seen, I want you all to practice this. Create blend assignments and all. Okay, share the output. Any doubt is there, just reach out to me. See you on the next class. Okay, bye guys, have a great day.
So.
Bye bye.